So, in terms of what I want to cover today, I will kind of look through key features of a family investment company and I will talk about some typical structures. But there's definitely an assumed knowledge of family investment companies generally, because I want to focus on the anti-avoidance side. So, um, there's two things in particular. I mean, I could talk longer than an hour, but the two things I want to focus on are the alphabet shares and paying dividends within a FIC through alphabet shares. So we'll be looking at reservation of benefit, and we're also going to look at settlements legislation and also loans to a FIC. So again, we're going to look at settlements legislation and also look at transactions in securities there. Finally, it'll just be a little bit of summary of what to look out for more than anything. So element 2, if you have proven there's a settlement and if you have proven there's an element of bounty, then you're looking at, who is actually the settlor. And sometimes this is going to be incredibly straightforward. Sometimes, often it's the case that, whoever provided the funds, identify them, job done. However, what I thought would be helpful is just to give an example of when it's not as straightforward and when we might have this idea of an indirect settlor. So it's quite a lot of information on this slide, I appreciate. But if we look at this slide, what I've tried to do is, so on the left-hand side, this idea that we've got X is the sole director, sole shareholder of a company, and X's father behind the scenes has established a family trust with £100 benefit of the trust. So the beneficiaries of the trust are his grandchildren. Can we be in a position where an interest-free loan is caught? Now, I've put these questions out. As I said, I'm applying the legislation specifically to my example, so that it might not work in all circumstances with these 4 questions. So, has a person been party to a transaction in securities? So I've already said, haven't I? Simple loan isn't a security. So on the face of it, you might be sat there thinking, well, why are we talking about it? However, I did say that a subscription of shares is a security, and the income tax advantage doesn't have to be from the transaction in securities, but from the overall arrangement. So there might be circumstances where you can link the loan to the subscription of shares and you have ticked that first box.